Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka all out of AKs. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. If you're a first-time viewer, we usually delve into a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun kind of talk. Meaning, basically, no holds barred, any topics up for grabs. And, of course, if you're a first-time viewer, you can ask your questions here. There are no dumb questions here. You can, if you're attending live, you can post them in the chat. Of course, you can always send me an email at kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. Of course, you can also join us on Discord as well. I've recently started the Discord channel, or server, I should say. And, all the monkeys have been hanging out in there. And, we've been having a lot of fun. It's been really great talking to everybody. And as you can see here, we have everybody already in there. Like, we've got a whole bunch of people in there. And so feel free to, sign up and join in. And, you can ask your questions there. You can post pictures. Man, it's everything. I mean, and of course, if we want to voice talk, we can voice talk. And so I've been having a lot of fun with Discord. It's been really, really great. It's been a great way to stay in touch with you guys. And of course, I've also been posting little, little tidbits here and there of, what I'm working on, what I'm doing, what I'm up to, stuff like that. And just, all round, just talking with everybody. And of course, it's been great talking to Armor Freak whenever we do the game night videos. It's been really great because I just, plug in this chat and we talk and we have fun. And we may do another game night video really soon. Really soon. Super soon. So, again, if you are attending the show and this is your first time, feel free to ask your questions. Of course, you can always send them to kris@miniwargaming.com in the description below. Or, of course, if you're attending live, you can ask in the chat for this video as well. And, of course, if I don't answer you, one of the monkeys will definitely be able to help you out because the monkeys are very knowledgeable, very experienced, and a lot of them have been listening to me yammer on for a long time. And so, they pretty much already know what I'm going to say and, what, kind of advice I'm going to offer. And, so, for monkeys, let's see who's already joining us today on the live show. We got Seriously Lucky Dar. Hello, fine people. Guymere Alfer. Howdy, monkeys, and his lordship. How y'all good? I'm basing my new Norse team this evening. Guymere Alfer, he's the kind gentleman who does the intro music for our email segments in the show. And, of course, he also has his own channel, Beer and Blood Bowl. It's often a good time. I listen to those every once in a while. They're really fun. I love me some Blood Bowl, and it's fun listening to him and his buddies or his mates banter back and forth. It's always entertaining. Again, I liken it to a Guy Ritchie movie because here and there, the way their mannerisms and their talk, and it's just it's just entertaining to me because and I like Guy Ritchie movies. Everybody in the UK is like, well, big deal. We all talk like that. I know, but over here in Canada, they don't talk like that, so, it's fun. The Grunt Orc. Oh, there's a name I haven't read in a bit. Oh, yay, finally had time to catch a live with the brush. Well, welcome, Grunt Orc. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're joining us today. Hi, monkeys, and greetings, Monkey Lord, and I hope everyone's doing fine. I hope so as well. Tolo, define fine people. Guten Morgen. Switching PCs back in a bit. Okay. I guess he's got some sort of computer lab all set up. It's like some sort of mobile command center he might have in his house. I don't know. I've never went to go visit him at his house. I've been meaning to head off his way last couple weekends. I haven't had a chance to. Yeah, he's like about an hour away from me, hour and a half away from me. And I've been meaning to head over there because, they got a Games Workshop store and they got some other hobby shop stores. And, I've been meaning to do more kind of on the road kind of stuff. And I was thinking, like recording it and, just doing some stuff and having a laugh or two, sharing, getting to know monkeys on the road and, stuff like that. Ishab011. Shoo! Almost thought there wasn't a show today. Glad I made it. Hola to all the monkeys out there, and a big hello to the one and the only Crispy. Crispy? Is it crispy or crispy? Crispy. Like crispy critters? King 55555, cleaning up my room and searching for a lost book. A lost book. Sounds like an adventure. Is it Narnia? Are you going to an adventure to Narnia? Clumsy Juggler, hello everyone. Tolo, alright, I'm back. Hello. Nidfink, hello everyone. Tavo, yay, hello everybody. Mad Maxi 81, nice. I'm here for a live show for once. Hello, hey everybody, hey. David Vaughn, sup Chris, sup monkeys, sup. Dennis, did GW stop doing Retributor armor spray? I don't know, did they? Because it was pretty darn good, I thought. I don't know. That's a good question. Is it not in the store anymore? If it's not in the store, then they're either not going to stock it anymore or... But I think that they kind of go through these cycles with the sprays. They they go to a distributor or a company, manufacturer, get a whole whack ton of them made, and then sell it off, and then, they wait for a couple years for that all to die off, and then they, go to somebody else, and they rebrand the names and, do another load. So maybe that's just, maybe we're seeing the end of the cycle there, and, or maybe they're discontinuing it. I have no idea. I'm not in on those meetings. They don't, they don't keep me in the loop on that stuff, so. The Welsh Bloke, hey everybody, hello. Grey Death Angel, hello everybody. Aquamaster, Minecraft and more, hey. 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 Tolo, isn't that devolve into anything under the sun? Yeah, devolve, yeah, well, yeah, I guess it's kind of devolve into, because the conversation just kind of goes out of whack and, but, I mean, that's half the charm, no? I don't know. That's what people tell me. Unless they're lying to me. Dorn Jr., Morning Monkeys, laptop in the shop, so I'll be lurking on the PlayStation. Cool. Anthony B., I find your lack of shotgunning beers disturbing. Yeah, you know what, Carl? You guys should be totally shotgunning those beers, man. No, because then it'd get all over their game board and all over the models, and then they're going to be sloshed, well, they are sloshed halfway through the game, but, I mean, no, they're not too bad. It's fun, though. If you check out Beer and Blood Bowl, it's a lot of fun. I mean, especially if you're not in the UK. If you're in the UK, go join these guys. I mean, I'd be playing with these guys all the time if I was, right there. But I mean, to the North American ear, it's just entertaining to listen to them, just banter back and forth. It's a great way to get a leg up on, mannerisms and things of that nature, from other countries and such. Especially if I ever go visit the UK, which I do intend to one day. David Taylor, hey Chris and monkeys, hey Johnny Chop Shop, sup. Anthony B, Raiders of the Lost Brush. The Lost Brush. No, he was looking for a book, wasn't he? I thought he was looking for a book. Yeah, he's searching for a lost book. I don't know what it is. I don't know what book. Could be a rule book. Could be the book. Who knows? Cocking 555. The spray has been increased up to 20. The lost book is the Index Xenos 2 USD. 20 USD for those cans. It's getting pretty pricey. I mean, I like Retributor spray, but I'm sure you could probably find something equally as good, in other spray manufacturer lines. But I mean, Retributor armor goes on really nicely. And when I did, what the hell is his name now? The Primarch. What's that guy's name? Gilliman. And I sprayed Retributor armor right on top of the bare plastic, and it gave such a nice, smooth gold finish that, I almost didn't even want to disturb it. I just was like, darn, this looks really pretty, And when Quirk was initially doing his custodes, and he was just spraying them just with the gold like that, they look really darn good. I was like, I don't even know if we should add any more paint to it. I mean, this just looks really damn impressive, you know. Dennis, oh my God, Britain, have it, but I can't get it in Sweden. Oh, Retributor Gold, yeah. Seriously, Lucky Dar, when you're traveling around, Kris, come to Australia too. Oh man, drinks on me. I'd love to go to Australia. Australia would be a lot of fun. Mainly because I'd want to take one of those little koala bears home. They're just so cute and cuddly. Like, why wouldn't you want to take one of them home, you know? Not a kangaroo, though. Kangaroo kicked me right in the belly, and I'd probably die. The Grunt Orc. Kris, have you been playing the Warhammer 8th edition at all? What are your thoughts about the new edition? I have been playing 8th edition. I haven't played any, well, I've played a few games against Steve. If you go to Steve's channel, Mountain Miniature Gaming. Yeah, Mountain Miniature Gaming. If you go to Steve's channel, I have 2 games against Steve right now. And he's only had his channel open for about, I think, a month now. And I think he's, like, due to surpass me in, like, subscriptions as well, like, no time. But, I mean, everybody knows Steve, right? And Steve's, you know, on the front page of Mini Wargaming, and so that's, of course, you know, it's to be expected that he's, you know, he's got all that exposure like that. But anyway, yeah, played a couple games with him, and I've been since 8th edition, I have been playing the local tournament scene, and so I've got in a lot of games, and you know, and especially you know when you're doing like kind of like competitive like type play. You have a tendency more to really kind of focus on, you know, intricacies of the rules kind of things. And of course, you know, with Mini Wargaming as well, you know, the boys, when they're doing their bat reps, they're trying to get the most complete version and correct version of the game itself so that, you know, when they're presenting the game, of course, because a lot of people watch our videos, you know, they want to make sure that it's right and that there's very, very few mistakes. And you know, you would think that a game with a very small rule book wouldn't have a lot of these, you know, discrepancies. But because the rules are overly simplified, and the thing is that the language that the rules are written in is not entirely concise, you do end up with a lot of these, you know, weird situations. And so, yeah, and of course, you know, as we're all discussing stuff and, you know, so, but as far as 8th edition, I like 8th edition. It's fun. I like it. It's, you know, it's streamlined, definitely streamlined. I mean, I wouldn't say it's dumbed down. It's not dumbed down. It's streamlined. And it plays well. I like the fact that I can just sit there and play a game and, you know, not have to consult 10 different rule books for what my army does. I like that. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I like the fact that I don't have to, you know, carry a whole whack ton of books with me. I don't, you know, in fact, I could carry just a couple little army cards with every unit that I brought, or kind of like how War Machine did it, right? Or does it, I should say. And, you know, it's like that. And I like 8th, you know. I really don't have anything bad to say other than the language in which the rule book is written should have been more concise in its wording as far as, you know, this may and this not, and, you know, a unit and model, and, you know, it just, there's just all sorts of little things in there that are just kind of, you know, and also the procedures and things, like, you know, targeting and, you know, things of that nature. Just, but these are minor. These are minor. I mean, anybody can pick up that rule book, start playing, and play a good game, you know, so. Yeah, I enjoy it. I like it. I definitely recommend it. 8th edition, the 8th edition bug has me, and there'll be another tournament coming up. I'm pretty sure I'll be going to that. It'll be a 1750. I already posted my a list in the Discord chat for, you know, because we have a little section for talking about army lists and stuff. So yeah, I already posted an idea for a 1750 list. I'm not married to it. I'm not 100% behind it. As basically it involves a warlock conclave, a full warlock conclave, and that's a lot of points at 1750. It's a lot of points. And I'm wondering, like, when you would bring a full warlock conclave in a game, because it's expensive. And I mean, like, are you waiting until you hit maybe 3,000 points, 4,000 points, you know? At that kind of point level, I tend to bring more big stuff, you know? I tend to bring, you know, like my flyers and my titans and super heavies and stuff like that, you know? So yeah, I don't know, but either way, I'm enjoying 8th edition. To answer your question, Grunt Orc. Buddy Hessel. Hey, Chris. I started painting my miniatures, but my paint is drying too quick, even though I thin it well enough. Got any tips for me? Well, if you're thinning your paint slots, especially if you're doing it with water, that can also expedite the evaporation process, right? Because you're introducing more water to it. Whereas the acrylic medium is a little problem. I mean, I don't know if I've ever done a side-by-side comparison of what evaporates faster, medium or water. Maybe I'll do a test video sometime, but either way. Also, too, you know, your obviously your environment. So if it's really hot where you are, or you know, like, or even in your hobby room, you have a dehumidifier going. That's going to draw the excess moisture out of the air as well, right? Another thing you can look at is either picking up retardant, especially if you are, you know, somewhere warm and you know the moisture in the air is disappearing all the time. And if you're trying to do like blending and stuff like that on your model, but if you're just trying to get like base coats down and stuff like that, I definitely would recommend a wet palette. I've done a video on a wet palette. There are many videos out there on making your own wet palette. You can also buy wet palettes. But in my video on my channel, if you just go searching through my painting section or hobby section or whatever, I have one for how you make one for $4. You ain't gonna get much cheaper than that. $4 for a wet palette. So, you know, and it's gonna save you a whack ton of paint, and in the long run, a whack ton of money, because GW paints, especially if you're painting with a lot of GW paints, but especially a lot of really hobby paints these days, are all kind of pretty much the same price, but you end up paying more of a premium on Citadel paints because you only get like 12 milliliters versus like Vallejo where you get 16 milliliters, something like that, 17 milliliters. I don't know, I can't remember. But either way, a wet palette. Get a wet palette. It's going to make your life a lot better. And of course, you should be working from a palette anyway, right? And so if you get started using a wet palette, you know, you'll be better off. So hopefully, buddy, that answers your question. Tolo, Roo kicking is no joke. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I heard that they have like really sharp claws on those feet, and that if they kicked you in the belly, it'd split your guts open. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm sure any of our Australian viewers can back that up or disprove it, or you know, debunk it or whatever. Seriously, like I'd have to take a Roo over a koala. Most koalas have chlamydia. Really? Really? Taro Silvast, hello everyone. Hello, Taro. Seriously, look at her. Plus, roos taste delicious. Do they? Koalas would be poisonous due to the amount of eucalyptus they eat. Really? That's very interesting. I'd never considered that. Roo, yeah, because Roo just jumps around, eats grass and stuff like that all day long, right, as far as I can tell. And koalas, yeah, they sit there and eat eucalyptus. Now I know. But yeah, apparently kangaroos are delicious though. They're, you know, I mean, it's those rumps, like the hindquarters. Yeah, there's lots of meat there, I'd imagine anyway. But I imagine it's kind of long and stringy, kind of like it's like a roast kind of stuff, right? Where it's a long stringy muscle. That's what I'd imagine anyway. I'm not 100% sure. But the tendency is in animals that when they have, you know, longer muscles, that the muscles are really long, and those tend to be very long and stringy, and, you know. Anyway. Dark Commission. Hey, Chris, my cat just walked across my keyboard and YouTube has gone real small, like zoomed out. If anyone can solve this, can Chris read this out so I can't read the chat? It's too small. Typically, it's like Control plus or minus, I believe. If you're on Windows, if you're on a Mac, it's Command plus or minus. But I think on Windows, it's Control plus or minus. Try that. Armor Freak, there he is. I'm about to run out and play some Fate of Connor. Gotta help pad those Imperial stats. Tolo, just need to consult a million facts. Really? Tolo is saying hitting Control 0. Hit Control 0, Armor Freak. Well, no, it wasn't Armor Freak. It was Dark Commission. Sorry. Dark Commission. Dark Commission, hit Control 0. Seriously, like Dar saying Control plus wheel up. Control and wheel up. Try that. See, again, like I said, if you're new, ask your questions, because either myself or the monkeys are going to have some input and some great ideas. So, there you go. Armor Freak, I feel like whenever they do 40K version of the General's Handbook, you will see the facts rolled into it that should help clear up some of the rule stuff. I think so. But I mean, like, you know, the facts are like living rule books, right? They're constantly being updated, and so it's easier, you know. And I mean, like, I wouldn't want to buy the book if it was padded mostly with facts, right? You know what I mean? Because that's an easy way to pad it. And also, too, I mean, it would probably cost more to print, right? To print all those excess pages that are just going to get changed possibly a month later, you know? So, no, I think the General's Handbook, I think, should be left to just particular rules, updates, clarifications. I mean, essentially, it's essentially a FAQ, right? But I mean, like, it's a FAQ in the sense that they're updating and changing, because it's not so much that, say, for example, you know, a fire seer costs X amount of points, and then they find that he costs too much for what he does, and so then they lower his points. And I mean, they could do that just simply in a FAQ, but I think the General's Handbook makes it much more official, and you know what I mean, and one source for all your rules and points changes, right? I would think. I don't know. It's I mean, yeah. Do they have to print it, or you know, do they, or should they print the FAQ in the book? Sure, but it might cost extra, and it also, you know, might lead to extra kind of padding on the book. I mean, especially since that the FAQ can be and should always be changed, you know, on a regular kind of basis as need be, right? So, I don't know. Just my thoughts. Bedin 14, Bedin. It's fun to say. Bedin 14. What browser, if Chrome, is there a magnifying glass by the bookmark star? Click that and click reset to default. Oh, that's a good one. There you go. Try that one. Tolo, paint drying too fast. You have to get retardant, just not full retardant. Yeah, don't go full retardant. Always go partial. Just a little bit. You never go full. Just, yeah, somewhere around here. Jim White. Kris, is it email time? What time we at? 20 after? Yeah, it's getting pretty close to email time. Yeah, we'll get to emails here in a sec. Dark Commission, hey Kris, or hey, thanks for the magnifying glass. Solve back to normal. Cheers. Awesome. There we go. Magnifying glass was it. Tavo, are the indexes aren't necessary to play in 8th edition if one has the big rulebook and the new codexes? Technically, I suppose so. Although the new codexes do point back to the indexes, and I think Games Workshops themselves have said that you do need your codex, or your index and your codex. So, I think. Don't quote me on that. Tavo. Oh no, I already read that one. Clayton Tate. Hey there, hobby kitness. Hello, you stinky kitty. Go paint a model, Goofy. Clayton, I think, might be drunk. Or having a stroke, one of the two. I don't know. Derek Luderus, how is MDF terrain to build and paint? I have seen some really cool stuff, and I was wondering what it's like to work with. MDF terrain is great. It's fantastic, especially if it's just simply press fit together and stuff. It's awesome. Otherwise, you can glue it together with crazy glue, or even just regular white Elmer's glue, or PVA glue. You just glue them together. You spray them up, and you paint them. Lay a primer down, and they work great. MDFs are great. Good one is Death Ray Designs, Austin. He does fantastic stuff. He's got a terrain set that looks like from Dawn of War, or inspired from Dawn of War, I should say. I don't want to get him sued or anything, but it's inspired by Dawn of War, and I mean, like the pieces just look fantastic, and they look like they're right out of the game. It's awesome. Check them out, Death Ray Designs. Greenleaf Terrain, there he is. Get a haircut, you hippie. Why? What's wrong with my hair? It's all nice and slick back today. Because I got it all pulled back. That's how you keep a younger look on your face. Is your hair is constantly pulled back, and all your skin goes back, and so then it's like, hello, And whereas when I have my hair down, my face kind of just hangs. It looks a bit like a basset hound. I just kind of, all the jowls are hanging, and Whereas this way, everything's youthful. Bang, hello, Lane the Sandwich Store. Kris, I tried kangaroo. It's close to deer meat we have in Canada. I love me some deer. Well, now I'm getting hungry. Now I want to go to Australia and have some kangaroo. I'm going to eat all the kangaroos. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Australia and I'm going to eat all the kangaroos. I'm a big guy. And I can eat lots. And I will eat lots. I'll get kicked out of Australia. Yeah. I was going to use another colorful term, but there I stopped myself. Anyway. Been watching a lot of Jim Jeffries, and he's hilarious. So, yeah. Anyway. Sorry, I thought I saw something move. Anyway. Freaking out now. Where are we? David Vaughn laughing my ass off on retarded. I'm a freak. The big thing that was really help all this rule stuff is then releasing the 40K app similar to Age of Sigmar app. That way anything you have digitally can be updated in real time. Yeah, and I imagine they will. I mean, it's another thing. It's another point of sale kind of thing, right? Like, always think, if they can make money off of it, they're going to, right? Always think in those terms that, if they can make $1 from it, they're going to do it. And if they can make a couple dollars, they'll definitely do it. Where are we? David Vaughn, looking slick. Kris, digging the dew and the stash. All you need now are some chops. You know what? This is as far as this stuff goes, actually. And like hair here, yeah, it's non-existent. I mean, it looks like I get like 1 or 2 hairs here, and then they just grow really long, and I end up looking like the Fly or something like that. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. You don't want to see that look. This is as much facial hair as I can muster, as I can physically like just go. You know what I mean? And make it grow. This is it. This like even this stuff here, it grows long, but and then I got to trim it back. But then it helps make it kind of keep somewhat thick. But really, yeah, this is it. And even above my lip, these hairs, they don't really grow all that long either. I mean, they kind of get in my mouth, but I just trim them down. But yeah, no, as much as I would like a full beard or something like that, no. Actually, I wouldn't even really want a full beard. And in fact, a lot of days, especially when it's hot like this in the summertime, and it's been hot and humid, I want to get rid of this. I really, 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 really want to shave this off. But I know some people will be disappointed by it, and I know some people have gotten used to the look, and it's kind of become a thing for me, which is why I haven't. But I would love to. I could take a razor to this in 2 seconds. If all you said, Kris, shave it off right now, and it'd be gone. And I'd go back to baby smooth. Let's do an email on that note. This is the work of Carl, aka Guymere Alfir. Of course, for these jingles, these are so awesome. I love these. They make me smile every time. Headphones time. Email time. Email time. I love that. That's awesome. This is from, who the hell is this from? Anton Larson. I don't have a handle on here, so sorry, Anton, if I gave out your full name there, buddy. But anyway, we'll just say Anton, or Anton. Anyway, hello. I hope this is the correct email address. Address J. I'm a person that have just ordered my first army ever in any model game and wanted to ask you some advice when it comes to color selection. I have been a Vault member for some time and watched some tutorials on painting and stuff, but I have a hard time to decide what is the easiest way to make the army scheme that I want. Of course, I won't start the normal army. Why make it easy on myself? He doesn't want. So I guess he's saying that he doesn't want to start with the pre-established color schemes. So I have selected to go with an army of 1,000 Suns and found a nice sub-thrall band that I wanted to borrow some color suggestions from, but with my own little twist. So now to the questions I have. If you could take a look at the attached picture, you can see the colors I want to change, but the primary color I want is white and not the sky blue as shown in the picture. So what I want to know is what color I should base the entire miniature with. Do it similar to what Warhammer TV suggests in their tutorial on Rubric Marines, the goldish color, or maybe even white or black. What is easiest for a total beginner? I know that white is one of the harder colors to get good, but still, I intend to use some of the techniques that you and Janine have shown regarding the purple and white. And the last color, or the last question is, what color you would recommend to finish of a good sorcerer on the mantle? The part I marked with a question. Whoa, the part I marked with a question. I have thought a lot about what I want, but can't really decide what would fit in good with white and purple and gold armor and a black gray dress. I hope that I've written something that is somewhat clear of what I intend to do and understandable questions too. Keep up the awesome work that you guys do, and thanks in advance for anything. Greetings from Sweden, Trankinator. Trankinator? That's a fun name. Trankinator. Okay, and so he's posted his ideas for his color scheme. I'm not exactly sure what. There we go. Okay, so he wants to go with a white color scheme with the gold. He doesn't really want it to be sky blue. He wants it to white, right? Or no, he's saying, okay, and then that should be green, and those things should be purple, right? Is that what he's saying there? And question mark is on the robe. What should the robe be? Okay. So that's his color scheme. So he wants gems and stuff to be green. He wants the gold trim to be purple. Is that what it was? And the armor white? Right? Was I reading that whole question right? Was I? Yeah, and I think he wanted to know what to do for the cloak. Okay, we're gonna have to go back a page here. Hold on. Oh, screw off. Oh, lordy. Okay, so his questions would be: attach the picture to see what the primary color he wants is white and not the sky blue as shown in the picture. So what I want to know is what color you base the entire miniature. Okay, so as far as what you're going to base the entire miniature, as far as what that, like, okay, you don't want that sky blue, but there's a couple ways you can go about this. The easiest way to do white is base coat in Uthran gray, and then you can shade it with something like Space Wolf gray, or you could even go with, say, if you want to go with warmer tones, you could take, like, say, Seraphim Sepia or Agrax Earthshade and just shade the lines, like the separations with that color. But Uthran gray as the base color, and then you highlight, just edge highlight with white, and it looks fantastic. It looks like white. And as far as maybe even white or gray, what's the total beginner, blah blah. And at least what color would you recommend for a good sorcerer on the mantle? Part with the thing is I thought a lot about, and I can't really decide what would be good with a white, purple, and gold armor. A black gray dress. A black gray dress could work for that skirt, right? With white and purple, you could also go with, say, you could go with a yellow. You could go a darker purple. You know, the cloak could be a dark purple. Go with dark blue. I would go with any color that is somewhat dark. I wouldn't go with anything like dark yellow or dark orange. I know those kind of sound like oxymorons, but yeah. Those are, as far as that cloak is concerned, yeah, I think if you went with a darker purple, or like with, say, yellow trim or yellow designs in it or something along those lines, right? You know, the cloak being darker than the armor trim that you want to do. Blue, like Cantor blue, like a dark navy blue, that could work as well. I mean, entirely yellow could work, but yeah, I think with the because I really, what you want to do is you want to contrast against that really white armor. And the purple is going to look really fantastic. And if you do the purple, you know, somewhat darker, if you started off, say, like Zer's purple, you know, that kind of darker mid-tone kind of purple, you know, I think that would look cool. And if you did the cloak, like, say, Nagroth Knight, or you even went black with Naggaroth Night as the highlights, like a dark purple, you know what I mean? I think that would look very striking with like yellow accents and stuff like that. If you had like, you know, the little symbols or what have you, I think that would look very, very striking. Again though, but whatever you work out, send me pictures. Send me pictures. Let me know, you know, what you decide on, what direction you want to go, and you know, I think you're off to a really great start. It's a very interesting color scheme. And again, decide what kind of white you want to go with. You want to have the kind of a warmer white. It's kind of like a creamy white kind of color, or do you want to go for a colder white? You know, either way, because I mean, you could either go with Pallid Witch Flesh as your base if you want to go with a warmer white, or you could go with Uthran Gray for a cooler white. If you kind of catch my meaning on that. But anyway, thank you for the email. Hopefully that helps. Again, send me updates of your work in progress, and you know, I'll be happy to you know, show it off. Oh, okay, yeah, I am only on the one page. I went back a page there just in case I was missing emails, but no, I am only on one page. Well, we're only a couple weeks out. Only a couple weeks out. Let's do another email. This one is from Keith Hen, aka Clumsy Jugular. Jugular. Hi, Chris. Here are a few of the latest minis that I have painted. The zombies, I primed and painted the flesh with the airbrush. Then I painted the clothes and dipped the minis with using Minwax Polyshades Antique Walnut. Interesting. After the Minwax dried, I had added the blood splatters and highlights on some of the clothes. For the Snow White and the Dwarves, I tried an oil wash on the Dwarf minis for the first time, and the results are pretty good. Finally, I finished the first of 3 Spellcrow miniature plague flies. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but they were too cool not to buy. Any suggestions for the paint on the remaining 2 bugs would be great. The eyes and the engine glow need some work. Otherwise, I think the bug turned out pretty good overall. Thanks for the help, Keith. Clumsy Jugular. It's pronounced nuclear. Geez, looks like Slipknot. The crew is Slipknot. Anyway, very, very cool. What did we say we did with these little guys? I can't remember now. What did we say? Crap. Oops, wrong one. Oh yeah, the clothes we're using painted the flesh with the airbrush and painted the clothes and dipped the minis mini wax Polyshades Antique Walnut. That's very interesting. Now imagine, because you notice probably Army Painter's dip is pretty much just a like a urethane lacquer. So I mean, imagine that's probably why you went with that. So with the doors, I tried an oil wash on the doors for the minis first time, and the results were pretty good. Okay, so the dwarves. So an oil wash. Yeah, it looks pretty darn good. Let me go back here. There we go. Yeah, it looks pretty darn good. I think the wash collected where you wanted it to. Yeah, they look pretty darn good. I like the Snow White. She looks really good. I think maybe, I don't know if you're used to doing eyeballs, but yeah, I think tackling that face would be pretty cool. Ooh, big flying bug thingies. Scary. I like that tone on them. That's really, really cool. I like you did the hazard on the connector pipes and stuff. I like that tone though. I like it's got the little hints of green in there with all that brown. Very organic feeling. Yeah, and disgusting in a good way. Yeah, the glow is fine. I mean, like, man, I like what's going on here. This is really cool. Look at that. Just captures all that detail, and you got all this multicoloring, this marbling going on. I can see blues and greens in there, along with this really pale tone with the ruddy tone in the recesses. I like that. That's very, very cool. I think Clumsy Juggler, I don't know if you're in the Discord chat, but I think a nice little write-up with a picture of what you did for this, I think would be really awesome for everybody. Anybody who wants to duplicate this kind of look, because that's really organic. That's really eerie looking. I like it. That's a win for me. Yeah, your engine nozzles. Yeah, you got to. I mean, that's just you work on your gradients and I mean, it's build your color darker on the outside and work brighter inward. I find it easier to start off with a bright color and then build the color, get darker towards the outer edges. But otherwise, yeah, I really like the what is that? The thorax? Is that what that's called? Ooh, look at the zombies. Hey, these are really cool. And they were shaded with that with the urethane as well, or the wax. Or you said you said. But very, very cool. I like this guy. This guy's really cool. He's scary looking. He's freaking me out, actually. I'm scared. Yeah. Yeah, these are really freaky. How long did it take you to do these guys? Because I'm imagining it probably did not take you all that long. And they look really, really good. Like, they look like zombies. They don't look clean. And because I know, like, for like the Walking Dead game, the way they painted the zombies, they just look a little too clean for my liking. Whereas if they were done like this, yeah, it'd be a lot scarier. It'd be a lot more like the show kind of thing, right? And yeah, so that's really, really cool. Clumsy, thank you for sending that in. And yeah, let's see here. Clumsy Juggler, yeah, I'll try to do some work in progress pictures for the next bug. Yeah, if you could, because that looks really fantastic. As far as what other help on those bugs, I think you're off to a good start. I love that coloring and texturing that you have on the models. That just looks eerily creepy, and it looks really, really good. I like with the eyes and stuff like that, doing them red, I think it works. That's fine. You know what you might want to try is, to kind of emulate, like the reflectivity of the bug eyes, is maybe do the eye in a metallic silver first, and then hit it with, like, say, Bloodletter, or if you have the GW Technical, how's it called? Spirit Stone something? Jeez. Anyway, I'm not going to get the color. But you know what color I'm talking about? It's the ones I'm doing for the gemstones. And do that for the eyes, for the flies. And make those eyes really kind of glow and pop. You could try something like that. I think would look really cool. And for the engine glow, I mean, like, if you're not getting it, leave it. Just do it black. It doesn't have to be colored anything. Just do it black. I think a little bit of soot on the engines too actually might work as well. Doing like the little soot streaks, stuff like that. I think that would work out really, really well. So thank you, Clumsy Juggler, for sending that in. That was awesome stuff. And again, please, if you would, do a little write-up of what your steps were to achieve that thorax effect, and post it in the painting thing, or in general, or wherever, in the Discord chat. If you're part of the Discord chat. I don't know if you're part of it. You should be part. If you're not, you should be. But yeah. Where are we in the comments and chat? Who else is joining us today? I can see G Squared. There he is. Mad Cow Crazy. David Taylor. Got any interesting new paints or miniatures lately, Chris? What have you been working on? What have I been working on? I have been working on, I don't know if you're a Vault member or not, but what I have been working on is a shock attack gun. Now, I had initially promised somebody that I would paint an orc for him. And he's actually here today. I don't know if he's still here, but yeah. And so I'm probably going to send this off to him when it's done. I've been doing a bunch of quick tips on him, and yeah, so I've been working on an orc shock attack gun. And he's got a little custom base going for him as well. And then the other thing that I am going to be working on, and in fact I probably will start work on these Monday morning, are these Hinds. Yeah, these are for Team Yankee. And so, yeah, I am probably going to do a quick tip on doing the camo pattern. But while I'm at it, I'm going to be doing a couple of them. I mean, I probably could show doing assembly line painting as well, but I'm not. I'm just going to show how to, to achieve like little colored effects and whatever. It's going to be fun. It'll be fun. Don't worry. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. So anybody who's into Team Yankee, can really look forward to that because, I mean, I like the Russian Hind. It's such an impressive looking helicopter. You know, in Cold War, the Team Yankee is a Cold War era game, and you know, I posted something on Instagram there just a few days ago, just some model shots from Team Yankee because it's a 15 mil game, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to try it out and check it out. And yeah, the idea of the Hinds dropping off Spetsnaz and stuff like that just looks too darn cool. So yeah, get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Where are we now? Armor Freak. All right, boys and girls, I have to play some 40K. Enjoy the rest of the show. I expect to see creative show name when I return. I want to watch the rest later. Oh, yeah, show name. Dorn Jr., episode 165. Disgusting in a good way. Johnny's Chop Shop. Kris, I got a new box of Army Painter's new Quick Shade ink set. Need help on how to use them. I have not used the little, like you're talking the little bottles of the shade. I have not used those. I used to have a whole bunch of Army Painters around, but I don't seem to have any around right now. Oh, you know what? I think they're in these boxes over here in my Army Painter stuff. Because most of the time I end up using Citadel stuff, but I also got my armor or MIG ammo, and I also got my Scale 75s, which I love, and of course I got my golden airbrush paints because I use those as well because I like golden. Golden, I like gold. Mad Cow Crazy saw an awesome Valkyrie conversion using the front end of a Hind. Ooh, that'd be cool. Like with the rounded canopies and stuff like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Totally not so creative name. Much disappointment. Episode 165. Yeah, we need a name. Well, I mean, we haven't really we haven't delved into anything silly, so yeah. Because usually our names devolve from something we were laughing at or something. I don't know. Either way, I mean, you can't make it up. I mean, like, it's got to come naturally, I think. Don't worry, we still have. Holy crap, we only have an hour 10 minutes. I was gonna say we got lots of time, but no, we only got an hour 10 minutes. Hurry up, get your brains turning on this one. Sorry, I'm taking a coffee break while you guys are all thinking. Cocking 555. Wave the Brush 165. 1 hour paint or less, or it's free. Not bad. I like that one. Of course, that it would imply that I'm going to paint something in an hour or less, which I'm not. Bat94. Finally able to say hello. Working on basing in Karn. Awesome. Have you sent any pictures, Bat? On either Discord or sending me emails? Send me an email. What you're working on. Everybody. Of course, it goes for everybody, right? When I do this, it means look in the description. If anybody's wondering, like, why is Kris' arm doing that? Greenleaf, you're in episode 165. Shave it all off, Kris. Should I shave it all off, Adam? Really? Should I? Should I? Would I? Aquamaster, episode 165, Warhammer memes. Yeah, we got a channel for Warhammer memes as well. Anthony B, episode 165, Shaving Private Kris. There we go. That's it. I like that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. That made me lulz. Shaving Private Kris. Oh man, jeez. G squared. Would I? Bat94, and thanks for the feedback on the Death Corbett Creek from Victoria Miniatures last week. I tried a different technique with each guy. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I could kind of tell. G squared, her lip. I could tell, like, it seemed like for the weathering anyway, it seemed like you were trying out different kind of things, which is good. Even amongst a unit, that's fine, because as you get more confident, as you get better, you want to try out different things, and that's fine, like, do it. And, if you don't have the space, or if you think of a better way of doing something, do it. You know what I mean? Like, if something comes to you and you think, well, it seems more efficient to do it this way, give it a shot, do it. You know what I mean? Like, and if it's a success, send me a picture, send me an email, let me know like that it was, that worked for you, or what I mean. If you took something that I said and then you tried it out and you're like, well, what if I did it this way instead of doing what Kris said, and and it works out better, by all means send me an email, let me know, like, what I mean, like the feedback is good. I mean, I appreciate, constructive criticism and such, and so please. Michael Crazy, send a pic of Valkyrie Hind to your email. Okay, cool. Bat94, I think I said settle on some good ideas to detail the mask. Oh, okay, cool. Johnny Reed, I don't even want to ask what I missed, if that's the title of the show. Yeah, don't ask. Just catch it in the reruns. Leading the Sandwich Destroyer at Kris, why is there no work in progress gallery in Discord? You're right. Why isn't that's an excellent question. I will make one shortly. Posted some finished Death Guard in general chat, but it wasn't sure if I should. No, well, I mean, yeah, you can post it anywhere, but you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. Let's do work in progress gallery. There we go. Text channel. Boom. Everyone. Yeah. Let's go. Bang. Boom. It's done. There's a work in progress gallery now for everybody. You asked for it. You get it. Right? Is that how it works? Well, you ask nicely and you'll probably get it. If you guys just sit there and wah, 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 I probably won't do it. But if you say, oh, Kris, wouldn't it be nice if we did this and that? And I might go, hey, you know what? That's an excellent idea. Do it, So, seriously, Lucky Dar. Think the worst at Johnny Wraith, and you're still not close. Johnny Wraith, I always do, especially with this crowd. Lucian Valensor, Kris, I got a hot date tonight, and I'm going to show her my minis. Okay. I mean, like, okay, well, I mean, obviously you found somebody that, you have a lot of compatibility with, right? And now you feel like sharing this part of your life. And it's not like there's anything to be ashamed of or anything like that. And really, it will be a telltale type thing, how she reacts to it, right? I mean, like if she's like, oh, that's what you do? Ew, gross. Then, hey, you know what? Then it's not to work out, and then you can still try and work, something in later. But otherwise, if she goes, whoa, that's pretty darn cool. What else is really, like, what else? If she's really genuinely interested in what you are passionate about, then you're on the right track. If she's, and she's not really accepting of these kind of things, then, imagine a lifetime of that kind of crap. And so, yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, whip. I was going to say whip it out, but. But yeah, show her, and you'll be able to gauge her reaction. Yeah, do it, man. Oh man. Anyway, where are we here? Buddy Hessel's joined the Discord channel. Awesome, great, buddy. And it's free. It's completely free. And I mean, we talk all the time, and I'll sometimes pop in and out of chats because I usually have it up all day long, 24/7. Either because I have it at home, I also have it at work, and so yeah, it's just a way for us to just talk whenever, you know what I mean, or you share with the monkeys anytime you like. I'm really liking Discord, and it's really, really fun. Johnny Wraith. Show her your mini, then hopefully she'll play with your mini. Seriously, like episode 165, whip it out. Whip out that mini. Matthew Perez. The Welsh bloke, if in doubt, whip it out. Jeez. G squared, dangerous liaisons. Anthony B, episode 165, whip it out. Johnny's Chop Shop, you go to jail for showing someone your minis. Tolo, hey baby, let me whip out my mini. I know it's such terrible advice. Just whip it out. The Grunt Orc, Chris's dating tips. Whip it out. Well, because sometimes you got to let people know where you stand, right? I mean, I'm not trying to justify the whip it out tactic, but I mean, you know, sometimes you're just not getting anywhere with words, and so it's like, you know. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't think we can go any lower than that today. During your play off the tortured artist angle, painting quarter panel yellow red. Dark Commission, I've got a cold date tonight. She works at a freezer shop. Great Death Angel. Oh yeah, baby, whip it out. Greenleaf Terrain, whip it out and shave it off. Oof. I don't know. I don't know about that one, Adam. I mean, you know, it's okay to trim up the lawn, but you know, you don't want to destroy all the shrubbery. Lane the Sandwich Destroyer. Now, Chris, when you get the skills like these, all I gotta do to the missus, revved up like, look at this finished battle, Barbie, baby. Ooh, gotta beat them off with a stick. Oh, man. G squared. My guess is we'll be whipping it out for many shows to come. Oh, man. Series Like It Are, we officially used the brand new Work in Progress gallery. Cool. You're awesome. You guys are already starting to post pics in there? Awesome. Dave Taylor, whip it out and show where you stand. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, you know. I can't. Oh, man. Lucian Villesor, can't get any lower today. Mission accomplished. Yeah, I don't know how we did that. I don't know how we just sank to that level, but we did. We went there. Anyway, that was funny. Yeah, Chris, you've got an infectious laugh. However, whipping it out may cause the police to show up. Well, I'm not saying do it in a kid's playground or something like that. You know, it's not like you go to Denny's and you know you're standing at the buffet and you just, hey baby, whip it out. I mean, like, you know, you do it with some tact, some discretion, and you know, so be a little suave with it too. You know, just don't and just whip it out. Be a gentleman, at least. Be a gentleman. Oh, man. Clayton Tate, it only works if you're rolling with Mega Knob and not a Grot Blaster. Yeah, if you're working with a Mega Knob, you can whip it out anytime, right? Grot Blast is not too impressive. She'll think it's some sort of euphemism. Here, baby, let me show you my Mega Knob. I just finished. What? Jeez. Seb, now come to the pro tips, not on the playground. That's Seb. Oh, jeez. Dark Commission, Way of the Brush, quick tips on how to stay single. Yeah, I know. These don't sound like the words of a guy who's been married for like 20 years, right? Oh, man. I think we should just stop right there, jump back to the emails, and just keep trucking forward. Oh, jeez. Clayton Tate. I only talk about my Meganom after the 4th pint. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Tinder and a wargaming room are an interesting combination. I don't know. I don't know. Let's do another email because we can, and because we got to get back on track here because we've gone into areas that are really strange. Headphones time. email time. Email time. Those still crack me up, man. Those are awesome. Of course, we can always thank Carl, a.k.a. Guy Muriel, for... this email is from Tavo. Hello. I've been hanging out in the Way of the Brush Discord server a lot lately, and it's been a blast. Recommended for anyone watching the show and still on the fence about it. Sent some more pictures for you and fellow monkeys to look at, as it's been a while since the last time. First up is a conversion of the Blood Angels Terminator Captain. Thoughts on what to do with the shield. Second pick in Disco. What in Disco Frederick? Huh? In Disco Frederick suggested doing black marble pattern with sharp lines to contrast the roundish camo. I think could look great even when done by my hand. And so let's have a look here. And so here is his Terminator. Terminator Captain, I believe. Interesting. He's got a little glow going on in the skull, it looks like. Got some green eyes. I like the green eyes. I think they could go maybe a hair brighter, maybe. More like moot green, maybe. The shield. Well, the camo, right, is this kind of roundish kind of camo. Maybe we get a different angle here. Maybe, if I click the button. Ooh, interesting shield. Very cool. Yeah, you know what? I think a marbling on the shield would be very cool, especially if you did the Crux Terminatus and the wings in gold, and you did say a dark marbling, say hinting with those greens. So say if you use say Abaddon Black, and then you built up from Incubite Darkness to Stegodon Green to even Sotek Green, and did fine lines of say Cabal Green. I think that would look really cool. Then you give this a gloss of hard coat and give it that really hard marbly shine. Give the gold areas a nice shiny gold. I think it would look pretty darn cool. I think it would look too busy if you did say the wings in white and did the say Crux in gold and say did the skull kind of like a natural skull, like kind of a bone color. I think that would maybe too many colors at play. I think you'd rather go with a two-tone kind of thing where you keep nice and dark marble on the shield portions and stayed with a nice shiny gold on the other portions. I think that would work out really, really well. Ooh, I like this. I like the patterning. That's really cool. I like the overall look. They have this very kind of stealthy nighttime. I like how it even runs across the eagle and everything. It's and realistically, it's logical that Marines would, technically do their armor in camouflage patterns if they were going to, from world to world kind of thing, right? Bright colored Space Marine just doesn't really make sense in a realism kind of sense. I like it. I like the eye. I like it all. What's the chapter icon? Or do they display a chapter icon because they're all ultra stealthy and ninja-like? Cool plasma rifle. Why is it really flat like this? Or did you make this from something? Oh, no, you made this. Yeah, you made this. Very, very cool. I thought it was a stock thing, and I thought maybe it was just really kind of shaved down. But no, you made this. Very, very cool. I like this. This is very cool. And you know what? Like, if you're running with the theme of like a stealth kind of camouflage kind of army, it makes sense that their guns would be kind of simplified, right? And in fact, I think like the back casing, you could probably do your camo patterning on, you know what I mean? And then leave like the barrel itself kind of, blackened. I think that's very, very cool. I dig it. I like it. I like the glow of the green. I like that you got this camo pattern with the green. I think it's a really interesting combination. I really like this guy. This guy looks really, really cool. I like it. The only thing, I mean, this is nitpicky, is tighten up on your edge highlighting. But, I mean, that's just going to come with time. I mean, like, you got really nice fine lines going on there and stuff like that. I'd like to see more fine lines on your bolt gun like that. and like on the shoulder pads. But otherwise, I mean, that's nitpicky. I mean, this looks really, really cool. I like it. And yeah, for the shield, yeah, I agree. I would go with a marble effect, just for giggles. And I would probably do like a green edge glow on the hammer, just to reinforce the green glowiness of things, because you did it on the plasma rifle, right? And so yeah, I think I would do like an edge greeny glow on the hammer. And I think a greenish marble, black greenish marble on there would look really, really cool. So thank you, Tavo, for sending that in. That's awesome stuff. And, you know, keep me up to date on what else you're doing there. Because, you know, I like getting emails. And that's the only reason I do the show. It's the only reason. Other than the laughs. Have the laughs. Stay for the lulls. Come for the painting. Stay for the lulls. Let's do another email. This is from Chaotic Colors. Hi, Kris. A bit boozed up. So not going to get all fancy like. You wanted to see pics, so here you are. Still some highlights to be done. And so here are some more Death Corporate Creek. Oh, I like these. I like the color scheme. It looks almost like was it French Revolutionary? That's what that reminds me of. The whole red, white, and blue. I don't know if that's supposed to be like American or French or what have you. Oh wait, oops. Sorry, I gotta change. There we go. Now everybody can see what I'm looking at here. I like it. I like the mask. I like the mask being white like that, and with the black helmet, and you like black boots, black gloves. I like all that, and then of course, you know, you have the nice dark blue, and then got some weathering on the cloak. I like the highlighting. I like it. I like it. Looks good to me. It's a lot of work. Come on, let's go. Yeah, a little bit of cloth here and there just to break up some areas, make them still look human. Yeah, I like the weathering on the cloak. That looks good. Very, very good. Yeah. No, I like that first one here. I like that. I like the color scheme. I like it. It's very, very cool. You know, and of course it's very Imperial Guard to have, you know, these kind of bold color schemes like that. Death Corporate Creek always painted in these really dark tones, and I don't know. I like this. I like a nice brighter kind of color. I mean, I guess everybody knows I like bright colors and stuff like that too, but you know, yeah. So, Chaotic Colors. Thank you for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Sorry, I'm just getting my next email ready. There we go. So where are we in these comments here? What time are we at here? 10 after almost. I don't even know where we are. Oh, Tavo, disco is short for Discord. Oh, disco is short. Well, then why not just throw the D on it? You're only missing one damn letter. Like, Bedden 14. Next, just the tip. Whip out your mini. Or Bibbin. I want to say Bidden. Bibbin. 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 It's like Ben. Bebeb. Bebin. Bebben. I sound like I'm having a stroke now. Not sure what you're really getting out of chopping off those two letters, though. Yeah, I don't know. Disco. Yeah. Just spell the whole damn word. Like, just spell the whole friggin' word. Dr. Santos, there he is. Dr. Santos. Lord Krabby, what's happening? Ben Potts. Ben Potts? Is? I don't know, it just is. That's all he wrote was is. Tolo, that's not fine line edging. It's weathering. It's weathering. Bibbin 14. Got to sculpt mini to scale for a mini so that a mini can whip out their mini. Jeez. Ben Potts. Kris, are you Thulsa Doom? Am I Thulsa Doom? No, I'm not Thulsa Doom. That was James Earl Jones. Thulsa Doom. James Earl Jones, the great actor, who played Thulsa Doom and also was the voice of Darth Vader. So you didn't know you were going to tune in for some movie trivia, did you? Tavo, you might have skipped a part of the email as I added commentary to each pic, or at least the picture shown. Did you? Did you? Tavo, that was that one. Oh, you did too. Okay, sorry, I missed it. Here, we'll quickly come back here. As you're saying, the next up, pick initial edge highlighting tests. The showcase of the bases I'm planning to do. I suppose that the style of the highlighting would have been passable as long as I keep the lines a bit better in control. Yeah, that's what I was talking about there. Yeah. Thoughts on the base? A bit indecisive on whether I should have made them lighter to contrast the very dark minis, or to keep them camo theme and have the minis blend with their bases to a degree. I didn't really have a problem with the bases, actually. I kind of like that texture and everything like that. Yeah, they're very dark, but yeah, you know what, the camo feeling, it felt like, you know, they're part of that base, right? Lastly, some shots of the plasma cannon. I built from scratch grade stuff and extra dreadnought bits, mostly to see if I could. Now that the weapon is secured to the torso, I plan to add a cable from the backpack to the weapon. Last pick also showcases the purity seals. Thanks again for all the tips and guides produced. You've over the years. Keep on trucking with happy monkey noises, Tavo. Yeah. So I did miss those stuff. Okay. Well, thank you, Tavo, for pointing that out, and you know, pointing out my inadequacies. But anyway, yeah, really great stuff, Tavo, and send more, and you know, and of course that goes for everybody. Well, Discord, work in progress gallery now in the Discord. In fact, let's just see. What do we? Oh, we've already got stuff in the Discord here. As you can see here, getting pictures posted of the Incarn. Look at that. We got all sorts of stuff going on. We just started this just a little while ago, and we've already got a few pictures in there. So awesome stuff, guys. Again, you know, feel free to join. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, and you just jump in and hang out and talk and laugh, and you know, maybe we'll play some games and stuff like that. And yeah, maybe. I promise nothing, but yeah, we'll usually do it. But I promise that we'll promise nothing. Where are we? Tolo, episode 165. Never ask a mini painter for dating advice. No, don't ever ask me for dating advice, ever. Tolo, also haven't decided on the chapter icon. Been thinking of a stylized face of a death leaper or lictor. Ooh, like kind of like they're a bunch of like lictor killer kind of things, or like, yeah, they're lictor hunters. Sure, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Do you face a lot of Tyranids? Is that why you want to do like a lictor type? Yeah, you're a lictor killer kind of thing. Yeah, that could work. Like a light gray icon, just because like a white one would be kind of like really stark, but whereas, you know, going with the whole camo idea, you know what I mean, like they'd keep their chapter symbol kind of subdued a bit, so it'd be like a darker gray maybe, which is like kind of edges light in white kind of thing. I think that'd be kind of cool. If you can pull that off free-handed, I think you should give it a shot. I think a stylized face is kind of, think of like Zoidberg, where you have like the roundish head with like the little tentacles and then just kind of evil eyes, you know what I mean? Something like that I think would look really kind of cool. Of course, it might convey that maybe they're like a Gene Stealer cult, though. But I don't know. Do it like with a bullet hole, or like the Ghostbusters no thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that might look cheesy though. Dark Commission. Don't whip out your Nurglebum. Don't whip out your Nurglebum. Don't. And don't whip Nurglebums. Ben Potts, really, he was Darth? Oh my god, I never knew that. Smarty pants. Smarty pants. Bibbin 14, just gotta be careful when you whip out your pink horror. She might turn it into a pair of blue horrors. I wonder if that's really where they were going with that, right? Because if you get kicked in the pink horror, it turns into two blue horrors, which turn into brimstones. G squared, I think we've sunk lower. Yeah, I think we have. Come on, I'm trying to get us out of this silly little thing we're in here, and I've got nothing. The chat right now is broke. The chat's broke. They're all stuck on Nurgle bums and whipping it out. And if anybody wants to ask a legit question, feel free. If you're attending live, feel free. Ask your question at Kris@miniwargaming.com. Send it by email, or you can send it in the chat if you're attending live. And of course, you can always send it by Discord, but I don't always keep the Discord happening during the show. I'd rather watch the chat from the show because it's more fun. And it actually, disappears with time. They used to save the chat, but now they don't. I don't know why. They should bring it back that this chat is saved and can play along, with the video, kind of like how Twitch does it. They should copy Twitch. YouTube should copy Twitch. Johnny Wraith, this is why you always have your ass cape. Nothing has ever made sense, David. No, I don't think so. Oh, man. Clayton Tate, hey, baby, come over to my place and I'll charge your Nurgle with my mega knob. Johnny Wraith, it's your fault, Kris. How is it my fault? I'm trying to wrangle the monkeys back in here. You know what I mean? Like, let's stay on top. Let's stay on target, man. Stay on target. Stay on target. Tolo, let's change topics. Paint tracking app that allows adding a barcodes. Does it exist? Like for you to keep inventory? Sure, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, able to keep track of like all your paint collection. Yeah. I think, to add on that, what would be really cool is, how like some paints, like say like Vallejo, where if they sit for too long, the pigments kind of really gather really badly. And so you periodically have to shake them up. I mean, basically all paints have to be shooken up periodically. Otherwise, all the pigment settles, right? But Vallejos are notorious for that. And what if that app that allows you to keep track of all your paints also when they last sat or when they were last used, so that when to kind of give all your paints a good shaking, you know what I mean? Make like a little kind of conveyor belt bed and just kind of and just shake all your paints up so that they stay nice and the pigments stay nice and suspended. I think that's an excellent idea. Make that, Tolo. Make it happen. Make it so. Welsh bloke, I've bought a fat mat, the Barren Wasteland one, and I'm trying to find some paints to color match it. What Citadel paint should I go for? Barren Wasteland fat mat. Hold on here. Fat mat, Barren Wasteland. Give me 2 seconds here and I'll hopefully give you an idea of tablewar.com, Barren Wasteland. Right off the hop, looking at that one, you're looking at colors like Baneblade Brown, and probably I think some colors that could match up with those colors from Citadel, if you're Citadel centric, as it were, if you're using like a lot of Citadel colors, these three right here. It doesn't really show up on camera all that well, but this is Mournfang Brown, Baneblade Brown, which is a lighter brown color here, right? Let's show the bottom here, right? So this is Mournfang Brown. For your kind of ruddier kind of brown tones that are in the map, you can kind of see like, there's some really kind of darker, like reddier browns in there. And then of course, Baneblade Brown, which is kind of for the lighter mid-tone browns. And then for your proper mid-tone brown, go with Steel Legion Drab. I think these colors might match up pretty well if you use any kind of combination of them. To the eye, it may blend when you have the models on the table. If you have, like, say, all three colors kind of going on, you know what I mean? Like, if you base and highlight and shade and, you know what I mean? And with those colors, you may get something. And, of course, like, it looks like it's got, like, little pebbly kind of texture to it. If you have, like, a couple pieces of slate on the base as well, and you use those, do the sand that color. Or, is there a technical that's like that? Blackfire Earth. Blackfire Earth actually is not a horrible color either as a base for providing texture. But if you prefer to do, like your own sand textures and stuff like that, yeah, I think I'd stick with those 3 colors. I think they would probably work out probably the best, I think, for that. Barren Wasteland, that's the fat mats from Table War. Really fantastic guys. They give us, product. Really great mats. Fantastic. I think ever since we started using those things, I don't think we've ever gone back to using like regular kind of tables, because they just provide a fast, easy, fantastic looking backdrop to the table. And they got a bit of sponge to them, so like dice aren't just bouncing off the hard table. They actually, like if you laid these on, say you have limited game space, and you have your good dining room table kind of thing, and you don't want your mom biting your head off every time you're having a game of 40K because your dice are just banging off the table. It's really loud, what have you. You use one of these mats, you slap it on to your table. It's neoprene underneath, so it's got a bit of grip, so it'll sit right on top of the table. It's not going to move. It's got a bit of a sponginess, so when you're throwing your dice around, they don't just go clanking right off the table. They actually have a bit of give to it. They're a fantastic product. I mean, like, I'm sure these guys are making a mint off this stuff, but which they well deserve, because it's like I said, it's a fantastic product. It's a lot of fun, and we enjoy them. They're great, fantastic. Table War, go to it now. If you haven't been buying Table War mats, you don't know what you're missing. But that pretty much goes for anything, I think. So, anywho, where are we? The Welsh bloke. The dice sound awesome on them. Yeah, because you gotta go boom, 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 boom. Tolo. There is a painting tracking app called Paint Rack with a barcode scanner, but there is no way to add in codes that don't exist in built-in catalog. Well, if the app already exists, then it's up to those guys who made the app to expand upon its catalog, right? You can make an app and do them one better, I guess, is what I'm saying. Do them one better, right? Is that what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mad Cow Crazy, best part of mats is that the dice roll so good on them, and they don't get stuck on terrain features like the Citadel plastic ones. And don't sound at all either. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, what's this? Welsh bloke, you get 15% off fat mats with the discount code MWG07 until the end of July. So basically another day or so, and then that's right, because I remember Dave put out a commercial there earlier in the month for Table War, and so you get 15% off. That's like your shipping costs right there, because I know these things are a little bit pricey to ship, so. That's your shipping costs right there, I think. So, get your fat mats. Fat mats. Not PH fat. F-A-T. I'm not sure what F-A-T was supposed to stand for the fat mats. I never checked. I never read into that one. But anyway, they're great mats. They're awesome stuff. They're the most. Everybody's trying to duplicate that success in the mat game. So. What have you. Shipping anything to Aussie costs a small fortune. Yeah, exactly. It's like Canada, too. Canada's the same way, dude. Shipping in and out of Canada is a complete pain in the ass. Oh, don't even get me started on shipping anything in Canada. Aquamaster. Do another email, please. Yeah, why not? What time are we at here? Oh, 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3. I like when I look at the clock and it does that. It's sequential. It's like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just kind of fun. I don't know. Weird like that, I suppose. All right, headphone time. email time. It's email time. That's always fun. This is from Joe White. Mega Mole? Is that his handle? Mega Mole? I don't know. I was just reading his email handle. Anyway, dear Kris, I'm hoping you can help me with a problem my current project has brought up. I'm working on an underwater chaos-themed army where all the Marines are rusty and covered in barnacles, like you see in a shipwreck. Using Vallejo's rust texture, I'm able to give them a suitable texture and then work up through rust colors to Army Painter's necrotic green. Finally, covered everything in Vallejo's rust wash gives them just the look I want. I plan to paint the bolter casing as rotten wood. Ooh, very good. But this leaves me with a problem of the bolter metals. Since the models are intentionally low contrast, I don't want to do them metallic, but it would be nice to find a way to pick them out more. Do you have any suggestions? I'm also struggling with loincloth. I've researched water damage cloth, but nothing is sitting right with me when I paint it on. If the entire cloth is submerged, it doesn't make sense for only some areas to be waterlogged and become dirty brown. Secondly, we have a test seeker mount. This style is based on a seahorse, takes quite a long time to paint, and works better a little further back than a good photo works, but I hope that's forgiven. The horns are black and Vallejo color buff. That's a color buff, really? A color I'm using as my unifying color across the army is a Vallejo game color German camel black brown on the saddle, matching the sacks and the trophy racks for the models without skulls or horns. I'm not sure how to handle the metals on the Slaneshi demons. I don't want them rusty like the non-demonic equipment, but it would like to keep a consistent look across the army. Last, but by no means least, I present my first Nurgling base, Slug Nurglings. And Nurglings inside shells is just too cool an idea not to do. Lots more of these to make in the near future. Best wishes, Joe. And so let's have a look at his underwater themed demon army. Now, this is a hilarious idea, and I think it's brilliant. Nurglings in shells, because they're underwater, and you know, like little fiddler crabs and stuff like that, right? They're trying to get into the shells. I think that's a fantastic idea, and I fully endorse this, and I want to see these things painted up, because who doesn't love little Nurglings? Look at these mischievous little buggers. Like, just fantastic. Very, very cool. Yeah, little sluggos, man. Just little sluggos just crawling around the floor, just, you know, doing their thing. Wow. Look at this. Okay, so this is like the little seahorsey thing. And he wasn't having a problem with these, was he? I don't think so. Very, very cool. I like that coloring on the bodies. That is so cool. Man, that's really cool. I really dig it. I like it. I like the whole vibe of it. The coloring is just awesome, I think. Yeah, I really like that. I think that works even just for regular old demons and stuff. And so here are his it's like they got the scuba masks on. That's very cool. Where do you find those scuba masks? Where'd you get those? Where'd you make them? Did you make them? You didn't make them. Did you make them? Very, very cool. Yeah, as far as like the loincloths are concerned, I don't think you have to worry too much. I think what it is I think you provide that kind of ashen kind of quality to the entire cloth. You know what I mean? Like, you know how cloth looks like it's been under. Well, I mean, like if you look at the Titanic, right? There's no cloth left. But I mean, like cloth that has been underwater for a long time. You know, it's very like swollen, and like the threads are all kind of beaten. I don't know. Maybe if you want to do like a thread pattern, or you would throw a texture on there, like a very slight texture. Yeah, it is a bit of a challenge because really it's just about the coloring. Really, I think. I think you might be like overthinking it. You know? Oh, look at that! I'm gonna see. Is that barnacles there? Yeah. Yeah. I like the little barnacles on everything. I think too, when you're done, I think they need like a gloss coating, or even a semi-gloss, just to give them that wet appearance. Because I mean, like, as I was reading the email and I was thinking about how you were going to achieve this, the first thing I'm thinking is like Pirates of the Caribbean. Davy Jones's crew, how they were all just kind of constantly dripping wet and like they're covered in barnacles. Oh, seaweed. Yeah, that's another thing. You need like little seaweeds and stuff like that. I think like Woodland Scenics and stuff like that, they have like little, or you can even pick up like little bits of lichen where they're just use like one branch or two, like just the tiniest of branches, and just glue it down carefully to the surface, and that'll give you I don't know, I don't think I would try and do it. I got a green stuff because it's just really small and fiddly. I think you're better off finding actual material to fit that description. I think also like lichen on the bases as well, because it looks a bit like sea foam and stuff, and coral. It's a really fun idea. I like it. Yeah, I think your coloring is really good for an underwater metal. But also too is like, I mean, like, you want to avoid, like, you want to have the look of the underwater rusted metal, but I mean also too, they're coming aboard land and going into dry spaces, and so like as they're drying off, you know what I mean, like things would weather down, so you could have some streaks of stuff running down. It's not illogical for that to happen, because they're not always fighting underwater or anything like that, right? They're coming up on land and fighting people, and so you can plausibly have streaks and stuff like that, grime and sludge and things of that nature. Yeah, I really like the look. In fact, like when you're talking about the barnacles and stuff like that, I almost like want to see like more barnacles on stuff. Even like on the sides, you get like those little barnacles. I think they're like mussels or whatever, right? They look like little hockey pucks stuck into the side of stuff, and you can have them sitting in the ribs and things like that. Like if you look at like a dirty boat hull, where you got like the little mollusks. Is that what it is? Mollusks? They're sitting on the sides of the hull and things like that. They almost look like mushroom things sticking out. Things like that also could be really, really cool. He's really an organic creature, so I mean, like, yeah, I mean, he really wouldn't have. But I think really, I think making him look wet and slick, I think would really help. If you're playing with like water effects and things of that nature, I think you could have, like if the water is constantly dripping from him. Like he's just come out of the water and he's got like water dripping down, and the base has got like a really slick kind of look to it. And of course, the little nerdlings are just really, really hilarious, and I just would love to see what you can do with these little guys. I think just painting them up like little slugs, I think would just be perfect. Would be good for a laugh, and would be, really to the character of the army, I think. So yeah, definitely looking forward to an update on that one. Excuse me. And so thank you for the email, and I look forward to more. Where are we in the comments? I don't know. Tolo, Nurgling in a half shell. Nurgle power. I get that reference. Where are we in the comments? Bibbin14. I did 5 Rangers, 5 Vanguard, and 1 Tech Priest Dominus, 1 Dunecrawler. Got to start collecting box. Had to cut carriers to fit in 2 posts. Okay. I don't remember asking anything about that, but okay. Tolo, yar, needs more barnacles. It does need more barnacles because. Just because. Bibbin14, just give them a drill arm and put a little sister on the base. Yeah, for the Terminators, definitely. In fact, yeah, the general should be like a little girl. Find a little girl model and have her as the general. That would be hilarious. I would lull. Clone Order 66. Hey Kris, I'm working on my Eldar still with your advice. I decided to do the gemstones in the turquoise blue like you said. My only question is, what colors do you recommend using? For the turquoise, for doing a gem effect, I like to start off with the black and then build up to, say, Inky by Darkness, then possibly Stegodon green, Sotek green, Temple Guard blue, Baharoth blue. Yeah, in that order. And of course, you're constantly working those colors all the way down, right? And then 1 or 2 little dots, or even 3 dots if you want, or little squares if you want, whatever you want for that little spot highlight on the top of the gem. Typically, we often do little dots, but really, I mean, you could do like a little square, right? Because, I mean, like a square light, and it would duplicate, and, you know, I mean, you would blow people's minds. And then, of course, I always like to finish it off with a coat of Ard coat on top of the gem anyway. Now, another quick one that I've become a fan of, and I've used on my models, is the one GW uses, where you lay the silver down and then use the clear gloss on top of it for the spirit stones and stuff like that. And I think that works out fine too. The only thing is, though, is you don't have quite you can mix the colors and get a bit of color variation, but it would be really fantastic if GW with those colors included a yellow. If they included a clear, glossy, thick yellow, because those paints are heavy bodied. If they included a yellow, a green, a red, and a blue, I think you'd be set to do whatever colors you wanted under the rainbow for gemstones. And, you know, I really wish they'd have done it. They didn't. They haven't. I think they should. We should all petition and, like, you know, storm the gates and, you know, we want a yellow gemstone color paint. In that voice, too. We want it now. Johnny's Chop Shop. If your mini is covered in barnacles, you need to see someone. I got barnacles under the mid deck. Darn Jr. Kris, those fancy bases remind me. Is pinning pretty much a safe way to attach painted model to a painted base? Yes. I'm not great at sliding paint between legs of models. Yes, no, definitely. If you're leaving your model separate from your base, yeah, I mean, if it's a plastic on plastic, then all you got to do is clear off a bit of space. You know, use something to scrape away the paint where you know exactly those feet are going to touch. And then you can use the plastic cement and glue them, and you should score it first and then glue them together. Otherwise, yeah, you could pin the model, because oftentimes we pin the model to paint it, right? We're sitting it on a pin vise, and the model's sitting on the end of the pin vise, and we're turning it and we're painting it and stuff like that, right? So then we already have that pin in place, so then all we have to do is drill a hole into the base, and then put that model in place and glue it, crazy glue it, and you know you're done. So really, there's a lot of methods you can use to attach a model to his base. That's just 2 fast ones there I just gave you really quickly. Bibbin 14. That was a response to others about a post I had earlier about me finding difficulty in motivation to keep painting my mini. Yeah, motivation to keep painting your own minis is kind of a tough one. You know, it's in part your own focus, you know. Don't distract yourself with other crap on your desk and stuff like that, you know. And just try and knuckle down and, you know, focus on your own thing and, you know, try and get it done. And just, yeah, I know it is tough. I mean, I suffer from the same thing. I'm sure we all do. It's just human nature, right? Especially with some of us who have families and, we have, wives and families and stuff like that. And I mean, those take priority. So you got to deal with those. And, when we stop and consider, like, this is just a hobby and this is just, for our own sanity's sake, right? I mean, like, it's not like we have to be able to do this every day, although we would love to, but, but I mean, like, you got to find time as well, right? I mean, do you really need to play that new video game, or do you want to spend some time, chilling out and getting some painting done? Do you really need to watch that show right now that you have on your TiVo or your, your hard drive or whatever? Do you really need to watch it right now, or could you watch it later and maybe get some painting done right now? And then, think in those kind of terms. Manage your time, right? I can sit here and harp on about managing my time, but I'm crap at it too. So I mean, don't feel bad if you're finding it a hard time to, when you sit down and then all of a sudden you kind of don't feel like doing it. Again, that's everybody, man. It's just, sometimes you just got to sit down and knuckle through, I gotta get this done. Especially if you're a commission artist, man, you really gotta knuckle down. The Welsh bloke. I've been using Blood for the Blood God for red. It's okay as a gemstone paint. Yeah, it should be just fine because it essentially is. It's just got a different value from the red that you get with the gemstone technicals. The gemstone technical red is more like blood letter. It's more like that kind of vibrant red, whereas Blood for the Blood God is more of a deeper red, and it's got more deeper tones to it. And it's fantastic, and I'm sure it works great as a gemstone color. It's just the red for the gemstone. I think it's called Spirit Stone. Anyway, and that red is a much brighter red. It's more like blood letter, the glaze, blood letter. It's more like that kind of color. So, yeah, but yeah, Blood for Blood God works too. Any clear colors you want, you can use to that effect. It's just the only thing is with the GW Technicals that they have a heavy body to them, and they dry with a bit of a glossiness to them. So, it's kind of like they took Art Coat, threw those colors in the clear colors, and they have a new paint line, which is great because it saves us time from trying to make these kind of combinations kind of work. We just also we have this kind of thing and slap it on, bang, I have the effect that I want. So yeah, it's excellent. Clayton Tate, Kris, I have a question I forgot about. What is the best compressor I can get for a Badger Series airbrush in Canada? I'm having a nightmare finding one with a storage tank for a decent price. Yeah, those are all separate factors. Price being the one, shipping being the other, obviously. I went to Amazon and just typed in airbrush compressor, amazon.ca. And I found it, and the one I have, I wish I could. Well, I probably could show you guys, but I don't feel like moving the camera. But anyway, it is a dual motor compressor. It's got two motors, and it goes to a tank, and it just fills the tank up faster, and it doesn't need filling as often because it's two little motors, and it just goes and it's full. And it costs like $200, but I've seen some as low as $120, which is not bad, But honestly, you're probably looking at least $250 for a good compressor. I don't know if that includes the shipping, but if you're looking at for Badger, like if you're looking at compressors that work well for Badger, almost any compressor will work. You just have to get the fittings, and you can go to the Badger website and find the fittings that'll fit your compressor. Now, it might take you a bit more time to hunt down, especially if you go outside the norm for your compressor, because you could basically go to Canadian Tire and go pick up a small compressor, but then you have to go get those fittings that'll match your Badger hose, right? So, whatever route you want to go is really what it is. Now, if you can go to Canadian Tire, shop around, and find out what size those fittings are on there, and then go home, go to the website, and find that adapter that will work. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for fitting adapters on the Badger site. And they sell them, because I had a cheap China compressor, and it had like a 3/4 thread on it, and Badger sold a 3/4 adapter. And I slapped it on, and bang, was rocking and rolling. So, yeah. Oh, and the regulator and moisture trap. Well, definitely the moisture trap and the regulator, yeah. But usually the regulator and moisture trap come as one. So if you're going to go and pick up, go to Canadian Tire and pick up a small compressor for, a decent price, or maybe you find one in a yard sale or something, like something like along those lines. Because any compressor will work. Any compressor. It's not like a specific compressor has to work with a particular airbrush, right? You can go find, a Badger compressor and work it with an Awada brush. They'll work. It's fine. It's just simple air moving through the things, right? It's just you have to find the fittings to make everything all work. That's the tricky part, is finding the fittings. So hopefully, Clayton, that helps a little bit. It's really what you want to spend, dude. It's like, and what do you got time to shop for? Do you got time to go head to Canadian Tire, Rona, go shop around for compressors? Also too, like if you get like one of the Canadian Tire Rona kind of things, those might run loud, but you probably won't have to fill them up with air half as often as a smaller 1 gallon, whereas you might get like a 3 gallon one, right? But you won't have to fill it half as often because, you're not really using that much air a lot of times. But then, yeah, you have to find the regulator and the moisture trap. You gotta pick that up. So when you're finding, if you go into Amazon.ca and type in compressor airbrush compressor, you'll find some deals. But I mean, a lot of them are from Pache, and there's another one too. It's kind of a generic no name one. But yeah, you should be able to find them. Again, if you're shopping around, it's really like, will it fit? Like you got to find out what the fittings are, because Badger and like Awada, they're different size fittings that they use. So then that's really the only difference between them is the fittings. Okay, and performance, I suppose. Anyway, so Clayton, hopefully that helps. Cocking 555 found my book. It was underneath my Space Marine Bits box. Cool. John Redcorn, hey Chris, have you ever seen those painters where they buy Jurassic Park toys and paint them and make them realistic like the movies? Well, realistic like the movies, really? Because it's been a long time since anybody's seen what a real dinosaur looks like. So I doubt the movies can be relied upon to be real. But the color schemes in the movies are fantastic. Anyway, no, I have not seen, but I mean, like, I mean, like, you can take anything you want. I mean, like, I could, I've got a big Stormtrooper toy, right? He's just a big figure. He's essentially just like the old school Star Wars toys with just, they bend at the shoulders and at the hips, and I could repaint him, throw some battle damage on him, and you know what I mean? And he's a big old model. I have like Leonidas as a 12-inch figure, and I mean, like, he's already pre-painted, but I could repaint him and do him, and I mean, like, but I mean, I'd imagine, yeah, people are taking Jurassic Park toys and repainting them and doing them as such, and sure, why not? No, I've not seen it. Send me a picture. Yeah, send me a picture, because I'm sure it's probably pretty cool. But yeah, it's kind of like when I'm playing with my my Star Wars models, right? I mean, like, I kind of like to do them, like how they were from the movie. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm doing, like, weathering and, stuff like that. And, trying to go for some semblance of, what it looked like in the movie. And, I mean, like, if you're going to do Jurassic Park toys and paint them like they were in the movie, fantastic, right? Then the color schemes are already established for you. But I mean, we don't know what dinosaurs look like. Some speculate T-Rexes had feathers. You know what I mean? That's, whenever they find proof of that, that's going to blow people's minds. That's going to change Jurassic Park if T-Rexes had feathers. So anyway, Clone Order 66. Also, Chris, what is that badass Samhan banner behind you? Too cool. I made that. Where is it? Right there? I made that. That is simply, like when politicians throw those little plastic signs on your lawns? Well, I found a bunch of those, and I was using them for plastic art, for scenery and stuff like that, right? Because the whole voting cycle was done, so these things are sitting all over the place. They just throw them out. So I grabbed a stack of them and, used them. And of course, basically what it is it's a big piece of plastic card. Then I cut the symbol out in plastic card. So it's basically one piece for the overall shape of it. Painted that, spray painted it. I laid tape down for the chevrons and everything, and then sprayed it black, and then sprayed it red with the chevron and tape. Cut the symbol out itself, sprayed that in a metallic, but also took plastic sprue, like regular GW plastic sprue, the angular kind. It was a kind of a straighter kind, and then cut that for spacers. And so that symbol sits as a little distance, or does he? I think he used to. Oh wait, no. Yeah, he's still separated from it. Yeah, he's. Yeah, he's further away from it by the distance of a spruce, which is probably about 2 or 3 millimeters. So yeah, and that's it. That's all. And I just hung it up it's held up by sticky tack. Sticky tack works great. I use sticky tack everywhere, everything, all over the place. Sticky tack, everything. Tolo. Princess Auto has good compressors too. Princess Auto, that's another one. Nappa. Tolos. My 3-gallon is super quiet but kicks in every 10 minutes. You could also get an air tank and fill it with your compressor. Yeah, there you go. Tavo. Episode 165. Make sure that the Mini fits before whipping it out. That's for next week, Tavo. God King. Oh, you guys are too much. Too much. Okay, let's do one more email. Well, maybe two more. Oh, yeah. Email time. Email time. This is from Marco Farias. Hey, Kris. Loving Way of the Brush. Any CNC on my... Click the thing. On my Predator Executioner would be really appreciated. I've been putting a ton of effort into getting it painted for a painting challenge, and I'd love to know what you and the viewers think. And so, has he just got the one picture here before I start clicking stuff? Regards, Marco Farias. And so here is his Predator. I'm really digging it. I am liking it. Just give me 2 seconds here. There we go. I like the weathering on the icons and the decals. I think... I don't know if the end barrels need that purple glow. I think I like it just on the coils itself. I think the energy glow on the coils itself could be pushed back just a little bit. Oh yeah, I see what you're doing. You're putting it through the vents. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. It feels like too much on the barrels, but I mean that's my opinion. I think I'd like it on the coils just a little bit more. I like the little highlighting on the coils. The weathering looks pretty cool. I think with weathering, you should be more mindful. Well, okay, like see here, like on the front here, I like how you've done that. Okay, because it's on the leading edges, right? And like for hatches, where would the weathering occur? The weathering would occur on the outer edge of the hatch, and also where they're stepping and grabbing on. So the outer edge of the hatch also, like on the rim out here, would also get a little bit of weathering. The leading edges of the tank, like here, would get weathering, but also at the outer edge as well, and possibly on the inner edge. Weathering also would occur on these whiter areas. So, I mean, it looks pretty contrasty, like when you have the white, the blue's all weathered, but the white's not weathered, whereas you've weathered the white here. But again, I mean, this might be just work in progress. I have no idea. Again, like this little cap here, you know what I mean? There would be a little bit of weathering around the edges of the cap. Again, like it's thinking about like where weathering would occur, so it's on the outer edges of stuff. It's where parts are grinding up next to each other. It's where they're walking. It's, stuff like that, right? I think the ends of the exhausts could also use some heat treating. You know what I mean? Like when he's just revving up and stuff like that, and the outer coils got a bit of discoloration, I think you could do some of that. But otherwise, it's really good. I like it. I think also edge highlighting for the blue before you go with the weathering. I think a very light edge highlighting, even with this same blue that you used here, just along the edges of all the panels, and then you weathered it. But I mean, it's kind of hard to go back and do that now. But I think that's another thing as well. Just a little bit of edging, just to redefine some of those edges on the model. The las cannons, I like the las cannons. I don't know if I'd go with gold for them. I think I would have went with a black maybe, or just kept a metal but discolored the metal, to show like the firing and like the heat tempering. God, I can't even figure out the word. But yeah. Tracks, are the tracks dirty? I don't know. We've only got the one picture, eh, Marco? Yeah. Now, as far as like the weathering on the icons themselves, I think you use the sponge method to do the weathering on the armor, but why didn't you use the sponge on the icons themselves? It feels a little out of place, right? We got this really great weathering and pockmarking on the armor that I'd like to see that in the icons as well. All you got to do is to take this base color, use the sponge, and then just daub. You know what I mean? Like, I'd go back and redo the white, reinforce the white again, and then take this blue you have here and just, daub just a tiny bit. Maybe knock a corner out, knock an inside ring out here, maybe knock a little bit of that. Very, very little. Very, very little. Tiny amounts of degradation in the icons and stuff, and I think you'd really get something there, because otherwise it feels almost like they're almost like camo stripes or something like that. Like, I get that it's wear on the icon, but I'd like to see it more like how you did the pockmarking on the armor, and yeah. Otherwise, fantastic stuff. I like it, Marco. It's really good. Keep going. I guess I would leave the gold on the las guns. I don't know. Oh, you know what it is? These coils. Well, no, I guess you couldn't do the same glow on the coils, because then it wouldn't make sense, right? Because these are plasmas and those are las cannons. Yeah, unless you did it like a blue glow, like they're glowing blue on the las cannons. I don't know. I don't know what Space Marines are supposed to do or how they're supposed to look. But yeah, I think some weathering on the white also is a little bit could be used. Also oil streaks and things like that. I think the discoloration on the exhaust as well, and I would fix the weathering on the icons, and yeah, use that same sponge technique. I'd reinforce the white and then do the sponge technique with that lighter blue, and just very lightly pick out just a couple points on each of the icons and stuff. Don't go crazy all over the place. Just like knock a corner off here, maybe a little inside ring there, and just a pinch a little over there, or you know what I mean? Like, very, very sparingly. Very, very sparingly. Don't overdo it. But again, thank you, Marco, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Please keep me up to date on more of your stuff, because I like to see how people are doing. I like to see how people progress, and what people are up to. So again, thank you for the email, and of course, what time are we at? Oh, we only got a couple minutes left. So if you are brand new to this hobby and you want some help with a color scheme or how to do a particular kind of effect or paint job on the model, send your questions, comments, or you're a painting commission service, you want to drum up some extra exposure, or you just want to show off what you're working on. Send it to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. Of course, you can join me on Facebook. You can also join me on Discord, which we have over here. Discord channel. What's everybody doing on the Discord channel? What are they doing? This is what they're doing on the Discord channel. Showing off what they're working on. Look at that. Which ones are these? Whose models are these? Whose models? Oh, look at this. Oh, what's he working on? Is that like the battle base or for like turn? Oh no, he's building a fortification. Viking Teabagger. Nice name. That's looking cool. I'm already digging it, man. See, you guys are missing all sorts of stuff already in this place here. So join me on Discord, because like I said, we're having a blast, and stuff changes all the time. But I mean, now that we got the work in progress gallery, which I don't know why anybody didn't bring it up before. Everybody dropped the ball on that one. So again, join us on Discord, Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, also Way the Brush t-shirts. I'm not wearing one today. I'm actually wearing my Adepticon shirt today because I like Adepticon. And yeah, so Way the Brush t-shirts. It's all in the description below. What else is there? Oh, and Patreon. Of course, got to thank all my Patreon supporters. They've been fantastic, awesome. I recently posted a video for the patrons. It's a special video just for them. So if you're a patron, you'll get a special video in there. Just go to my page and you'll see it, and be a patron, and you'll get access to, because I think I'm going to do it a little bit more often. I don't know how often it will be. I'm going to aim for the goal for at least once or twice a month, a special video just for my patrons, just for them, or maybe early access, early access to some videos. So I might, if I come up with more painting videos, I'll post them for the patrons, and maybe they'll have, 2-3 weeks early access kind of thing, where they can, gain benefit of extra knowledge before everybody else, because that's what it's all about, right? It's all about one-upping each other. I don't know. I've got nothing. I've run out of things, and I think I'm just done with talking now. It's the end of the day. It's the end of the show. It's not the end of the day. It's early in the afternoon, actually, for me. But for some of you out there, it's the end of the day, because I know for a lot of you in Europe, it's evening, late afternoon, whatever. Tea time? Is it tea time yet? What else? How else do we end this show? I think that's it. Right? Patreon, Discord. Those are the new things going on. Of course, like I said, I want to thank all my Patreon subscribers, supporters, I should say. Been fantastic, lots of love, lots of support. And so, like I said, I made that one video, and I'm gonna try to make that a regular occurrence, to have an extra video for my Patreon supporters, just because, if nobody noticed today, which I don't think anybody did, is that, I'm back in HD again. Nobody noticed that I'm back in HD again. So, bravo to all you observant monkeys. Well, obviously nobody watches the show, they just listen to it. It's obvious nobody's watching this thing. So let's have one last look at the comments. I'm not seeing anything here that's really pressing. These guys are talking about. I have no idea what they're talking about. Yeah, we're still on compressors and stuff. Yeah, somebody's Tavo was saying it was a nice looking Predator. Yeah, it's a nice looking Predator. As is, it's a nice looking Predator. If you were going to take it just a little bit further, Marco, go for it. If you don't want to go for it, by all means, keep it as is. But yeah. The Welsh Bloke, cheers, Kris. Great show. Thank you. Ishab, good day to all. Thanks, Kris. Awesome show. Awesome works of art and shown. And too funny, some comment better. Yeah, we kind of went off the rails there today again. But that's okay. That's what Way of the Brush is all about. So for everybody who's new, that's usually what you can expect. So again, if you've been enjoying the show and, kind of curious, this is only episode 165. I've been doing this for a few years now, so feel free to watch previous episodes. They're full of painting knowledge and advice, and of course, silly comments and commenters, and the monkeys are always really silly. So watch an old episode. Feel free. Of course, anybody watching this video, like, thumbs up, and, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And, of course, I think we're going to film something else. Also, too, Discord, here's the other point. Here's the other thing I forgot about Discord. Discord kind of turns into a bit of the Way of the Brush after party, because I end up going into Discord and, talking with everybody. And so it kind of actually becomes a bit of a Way of the Brush after party kind of thing. So if you've been watching live, come on over to Discord and we'll continue talking. I'm going to join the talk as soon as I'm, done with this. And yeah, so we're past the 2-hour mark. This has been 120 some minutes of the most informative stuff you've seen on the internet today. At this hour, maybe. I don't know. I'm tired. I need a coffee. I need to relax now. So, thank you for watching. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week. Next week? Yeah, something tells me one of these weeks is coming. Oh, I'm taking a vacation pretty soon, so yeah, there won't be Way of the Brushes then, but I'll let you guys know when that is. So again, take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys in the next exciting episode of Way of the Brush. Way of the Brush.